Hello, my name is Elizabeth Reid, and on behalf of my co-authors Regan Mandryk, Nicole Beres, Madison Klarkowski, and Julian Frommel, I am happy to present our work titled Feeling Good and in Control, In-Game Tools to Support Targets of Toxicity. If you play online multiplayer games, it's likely that you've encountered the following situation before. After waiting in the matchmaking queue for several minutes, you finally entered a match with a new team. At first, things seem to be going well. You're talking with your new teammates and having fun. When suddenly, it happens. You might not even know what provoked them, but one of your teammates is toxic. They start calling you a terrible player, then continue to insult you and your teammates. If this scenario does sound familiar, that's because it's happening all the time. In a recent survey by the ADL, 83% of adult gamers reported that they've experienced harassment in online multiplayer games. Such an experience can leave players with lower enjoyment or performance and may even result in player withdrawal. Additionally, marginalized groups are particularly affected by toxicity, with women, players of color, and members of the 2S LGBTQ+ community being disproportionately targeted. Yet, toxicity remains a significant problem in online games despite the efforts of many researchers and game developers to combat it, and current prevention and mitigation strategies often fall short. Existing solutions typically center around punishing toxic players via tools like reporting, blocking, or muting, and while these can be effective to eliminate further exposure to the toxic player, with the exception of muting, these tools seem to do little to immediately help those who have been targeted. Rather than only punishing toxic actors, research in other online contexts, like social media, suggests there are also potential benefits in implementing support mechanisms for people targeted by harassment. While support itself can include many different forms, from a comforting message from a friend to blocking a harasser, in general, we consider support to be any actionable means of improving a person's experience after a toxic encounter, which can include both mood improvement and feeling more in control of the situation. However, it is unclear whether benefits associated with support in other online spaces transfer to game environments that are subject to specific norms, constraints, and expectations. In this paper, we iteratively designed in-game tools to support targets of toxicity to answer the following research questions. What do players hope to gain from the use of in-game support tools? Are in-game support tools effective at providing support for players targeted by toxicity? And are there differences in effectiveness between women and men? To answer these questions, we conducted 2 studies to evaluate players' perceptions and experiences using the support tools. In our first study, 31 participants qualitatively evaluated storyboards illustrating 6 tool designs inspired by support tools found in other online spaces. And in the second study, participants interacted with high-fidelity prototypes following a video clip of a toxic Overwatch match. The tool designs were based on the following concepts: social support, or facilitating the support that one might normally receive from friends or peers; positivity and mood improvement, or using positivity to help distract from or deal with negative experiences; burden relief, or helping to relieve some of the burden that targets of harassment may face when dealing with their harassers; and control, or giving targets more control over their experience and the ways they deal with harassers. 4 of the tools we designed focused on social support, positivity, and mood improvement. Eye bleach pictures, in which players can view cute animal pictures in a small pop-up window; positive voice lines, in which players receive supportive messages from their in-game character; friendly messages, in which players can anonymously ask for and receive supportive messages from other players; and ridiculous, which converts a toxic player's chat messages into humorous ones. 2 tools included control elements: ridiculous, through altering a toxic player's messages, and blocklist, in which players could mute and flag a toxic player immediately and preemptively in all future matches. 1 tool focused on burden relief, send a message, which mediates confronting a toxic player anonymously through the game system. When asked to rate their preferences, we found that most participants preferred control-based tools and positivity tools were least preferred. However, tools could be received quite differently by different players, with some players preferring positivity tools the most. To assess what outcomes players found important, we analyzed qualitative data from open responses. In general, participants described two overarching themes as desirable outcomes from using the tools: feelings of control and positive emotions and mood improvement. For our second study, we wanted to evaluate whether interacting with such tools can provide the outcomes participants desired in Study 1. For this, we implemented high-fidelity interactive prototypes as an overlay over a still image of an Overwatch match, which followed a video clip of a toxic encounter. In addition to two baseline conditions, Report as the industry standard and No Tool, which only opened a simple menu, we iteratively refined 4 tools from our first study to align with a 2x2 design space consisting of outcome aim, control versus emotion, and locus, internal versus external, including block list, send a message, eye bleach pictures, and friendly messages. 132 participants used each interactive tool mockup after they had been shown a video of a toxic interaction in an Overwatch match. Participants also completed pre- and post-SAM and VAS measures to evaluate their feelings of positive affect, arousal, feelings of control, and stress before and after they used a toxicity support tool. Repeated measures ANOVAs with 2 factors, time and tool, showed significant main effects for all conditions when it came to lowered stress and increased positive valence. Dominance also increased significantly from pre- to post-tool usage, except in the no-tool condition. Looking at the VAS chart, for example, we can see the difference in self-reported stress measured immediately following a video of a toxic encounter, and again following exposure to one of the 6 tools. In all cases, the pre-tool stress level, shown in white, is noticeably higher than the post-tool stress level, indicating that participants felt lower stress after they used one of the tools, with the eye bleach pictures condition showing the greatest reduction in stress overall. An additional ANOVA analysis investigated if pre- to post-tool effects were different for women and men. We found that women reported higher decreases in stress and arousal, and higher increases in valence and control. There is much more detail in the paper, but in summary, our results show that different people desire different outcomes from support tools, with the 2 main outcomes being increased feelings of control and mood improvement, and all tools were useful at providing these important outcomes. Thus, we found that all tools were effective at providing support, and the benefit provided by support tools was higher for women than men, suggesting they do have value for inclusion in games. So perhaps one day when you find yourself facing toxicity in an online game, you will also find a support tool that works best for you. Whether you want to feel in control or smile and brush it off, you can put the toxic player behind you and get on with the game. Thank you.